It is twilight on a Thursday night as we record episode 14 of 84 Feet with Cady and Cap. Yeah, that was about as good of a Shakespeare voice as you're going to get from me. Even though I did a Shakespeare play during the 1 year I spent at Siena College. You didn't know that, did you, Cap?
1 year saint.
Yeah.
Always a saint. 1 year saint, always a saint.
Listen, people want to keep crediting me for having graduated from there. Go ahead. Keep treating me like that. I'm not going to say no.
Listen, if Kyrie says go Duke, Kyrie went to Duke for about 9.5 minutes, and he says all about Duke. So,
right. Plus, I'm going to be more of a shameless Saint fan because Alison O'Hanlon's a Siena Saint.
Exactly.
So she didn't just arrive on campus today or anything, or screw up a drill in front of coach or anything. It's okay. Sorry, Allison, I had to. Anyways, I'm Brian Cady. That's Brian Capitula. Him, a little bit more important than I am. He's the head coach for Albany Academy Varsity Girls, the head of Elevate New York, the guy who put together the BCANY team that's going to Johnson City in a month. Just whatever. He doesn't know how to sit down and stay at home. It's okay. Yeah, and I'm just a loudmouth that gets in front of a microphone every now and again. That all being said, it's weird to have back-to-back nights where I can pull off podcast recording. So we're taking full advantage of it right now.
Yeah.
As we're recording this on Thursday, June 27th. And we were able to lock down. I really was pushing that we had this guest coming on for this episode because it's not very often that you get a Section 2 student athlete to go to a service academy, let alone become like Miss Thing on campus, and to the point where a former high school teammate of her has said, quote, this is the second person we've heard this about now for a guest. She's going to be president of the United States someday. I'll let Maren try to figure out who it might be. But anyways, there I go. I just blew her cover. They're now junior at the Naval Academy. Maren Louridas. Welcome on, Maren. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm well. First off, would you like to take a guess what former teammate at Bethlehem would have said that about you? And I'll give you one hint.
Okay. Okay.
They just graduated this year.
Is it Ellie Surf?
Wow, you're good.
Man.
Yes.
Oh, I'm good. Okay.
Back-to-back nights, Ellie Surf getting all the plug here.
That's hilarious.
Listen. She's going to Ivy League.
That's my girl.
Yeah, she's going to Dartmouth, and she's apparently both of you are way too smart for anyone's good. So that's all great. First off, thank you, because I know that it's a little busy for you right now. You don't have to go into great detail if you don't want to, but this was a heck of a day from the sounds of it for everyone down in Annapolis.
Yeah, it really was. So my teammates and I are now in summer school. So we're taking principles of like thermodynamics and propulsion. It's not my favorite class so far. But so it's actually I Day on the yard right now. But yeah, it's I Day on the yard right now. So all the new plebes for the class of 2028 are actually coming in, and they're not having the best day right now. I mean, they're probably hating their lives a little bit and questioning like, why did I come to the Naval Academy? But in the end, it's all gonna be worth it. So all of our new plebes just arrived today, and really thrilled to have them. But it's been quite the experience. It feels like just yesterday. Mine was 2 years ago. So, but it's been.
What does that entail? Like I know that we've talked about it before, but for people that don't know, so the freshmen come in. They basically graduated high school.
Yeah.
I don't know. Some of them graduated a week ago. Some of them graduated maybe a month ago. But like you say, plebes. Now, what do they do now until like how long do they have to go through this whole process initially before they go in front of the whole campus again?
Yeah. So I actually graduated high school 3 days before my induction day, or I Day is what we call it. And then it's basically 6 weeks of like Navy boot camp. You get taught like all the basics on like how to salute, how to stand at attention, how to really like be in the Navy, like be in the military. And I have really no military background in my family, so it was totally foreign to me, but you really can't describe it until you go through it.
There's no running or anything either, right? They don't run at all or anything.
Oh no, we run.
I know.
We run at 5 a. So they'll wake you up at 5 a.m. in the morning, like banging on your doors, and then you do like this gym class, PE class that entails like running, push-ups, everything. They teach you how to sail. They teach you how to rock climb. A ton of cool things that they do. But let's just say I got really good at push-ups. Yeah.
There are some follow-ups to that. Number one, how long did you say this goes on?
This is 6 weeks. Mm-hmm. So in the hot Annapolis summer weather, very muggy, very uncomfortable. It's like 90 degrees every day, and they have you like under layers of clothing, of course. So you never stop sweating during plebe summer.
And it's like one weekend your parents are allowed to come. Other than that, like your 6 weeks of 6 weeks, you don't see anybody but people on campus.
Yeah, no phones. You communicate by letters, and yeah, you're really just with your company, which is your group of plebes that you came in with, and your detailers, who are basically your handlers, and they yell at you the entire day and really break you down. And then they break you down the first 3 weeks, so you become they break you down from like your civilian habits and into the military, and then they build you back up into like being a proper midshipman. So yeah, it's quite the process, I would say.
This literally sounds like basic training, essentially.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
A little bit of indoctrination, basic training.
So by no means am I comparing that experience to what I'm about to explain.
Yeah.
But I am a 2005 graduate of CBA.
Oh, okay.
And this is back when JROTC was still mandatory.
Yep.
So the freshmen and seniors were always there the Wednesday through Friday before the first week of classes, so the seniors could run plebe training on all the freshmen.
Okay.
And I always got a kick out of everybody crying about it. It's like they're literally just teaching us how to march. They're not teaching us how to go to war. Relax. It's okay. It's whatever. So when you're telling me this stuff, I'm like, yeah, that's they had nothing to cry about back then, basically.
Yeah. Tears today. So sad.
So, before we move on, I'm going to ask you to do me a quick favor, because there's a weird audio feedback going on. I don't know if it's me or one of you guys. But Maren, if you don't mind, could you just I'll take you off, and if you want to leave and come back in the room, yeah.
Perfect. Okay.
All right, so we'll have her take care of that for a quick second. While that's happening, Cap, I do want to bring it because we have a couple of news and notes that we haven't been able to get to that have been piling up on us. First off, I hate to go somber on this at all, but I'm sure you heard about the baseball coach from Christian Brothers Academy passing away, unfortunately.
Yep.
Casey O'Connor passing away from his battle with colon cancer at the age of 48. Did you happen to get to meet or know Casey at all, or know anybody who knew him and had any experience with him at all?
Not really. I know that I know who did I speak to. I spoke to somebody in passing. I think maybe one of the Leonard sisters said something like, "Oh, he was so young." I just know of him more than my brother attempted to go to CBA in 9th grade, and he was a baseball player. So, but I haven't heard. I've heard all great things since, like just randomly from people that either played for him or he was a coach of like a little league team in Colony or whatever it was. So I've seen a bunch of photos and things like that of friends on Facebook and some social media. So
yeah, I never got a chance to meet him either, but one of his most recent graduates who just finished freshman year at West Virginia, Luke Zepek, he actually is playing for the Mohawks this summer, the baseball team I announced, and I got to ask him, and he said it's obviously tough for the community, but he brought so much joy to what he did, and yeah, it's a rough time for those in the CBA community and the baseball community at large who did know him. So obviously, we'll keep all of them in our thoughts and prayers as we see what Maren is
Okay.
up to now? Any
Sorry,
better?
is this better?
It's a little bit better. We'll see what
Sounds good.
happens going forward.
Okay.
Um, so let's just kind of go back to the beginning. We had already mentioned your Bethlehem roots. Let's just talk about that real quick. The first thing I want to focus on from your Bethlehem roots, um, Kim Wise retiring
Oh
after
yeah, I
this
heard
year.
about that.
She's officially retired now. That both as a I believe as a coach and a teacher, if I remember correctly. What do you remember about Coach and what she meant to you as you were getting yourself, uh, matured and ready to move on to the next level like you have?
Yeah, I mean, Coach Wise was honestly fantastic for my growth and development as a player, especially going into college, like the college game. But she definitely knew how to push me, and like looking back, I'm so grateful for that. Like she really taught me what it was like gonna be like to be a college basketball player, and like just the resources that she gave me was just honestly amazing. She was great. Yeah, it is sad to hear she's retiring, but like the wide impact she's had on like so many Bethlehem graduates since like the early 2000s when she started coaching, like it just goes beyond. Yeah, yeah, she was great.
Now, Maren, you were in the Bethlehem, like just staying on Bethlehem. You were part of the whole Bethlehem youth program,
Mhm.
which Will Von Weedle does a fantastic job of that program. And the kids that have come out of that, just if you see the college basketball players that Bethlehem has spit out, most likely they were in the Capital District program. But how important, like early on, like you learning how to play basketball, being like a fifth, sixth, seventh grader, how important was like Capital District basketball, that kind of basketball to you in terms of your development?
Yeah, those were some of my fondest memories actually. Coach Wise actually coached me in 7th grade. I can't remember if that was the year we won. It might have been. I think we won 2 years in a row. 5th and 6th grade, like our CD. What's the acronym? I forget. But our capital
CDYBL.
CDYBL, like the girls basketball championship, and honestly, those are the girls I still keep in contact with today, like Elizabeth Mullen, Ava LeClaire, Christine Schrempf, Lydia. Like those are my girls, and like really like I'm getting teary just talking about it, but they had like such an impact on my life, and I really those are the girls I still talk to today, and like those are the girls I'm gonna have at my wedding someday, and like just those friendships created from that league, and like I'm so grateful that I ended up quitting gymnastics and dance and doing basketball. My mom said I was too tall and she was like, you have to pick something else. So and we did basketball. So yeah, but that was just an amazing experience. It feels like just yesterday too. It's crazy.
Yeah, this is what intrigues me as someone who grew up right outside of the town limits of Delmar in the part of Albany I was in. Because I had a very unique situation where I knew some Bethlehem kids growing up and got to witness like this growth over the last 20-25 years of Bethlehem as a sports school district because soccer has always been big for as long as I can remember, ice hockey, but now all of a sudden the baseball team just won a state
Yes, I saw
championship.
they just won that.
Uh,
Crazy.
both basketball teams have been doing great, whether Coach Wise and under Coach A.G. Irons. It just to see the way that Bethlehem has blossomed. I mean, what is it about the culture within the town of Bethlehem that's allowed the kids to be fostered in such a way that they are, pumping out great athletes? Even like right now, they have uh, is your brother Jack, right? He's playing at Albany Academy now.
Yep. Hmm.
I mean, what's in the water in the town of Bethlehem that I don't know about?
Honestly, like I don't even know. I hate to say it, but I feel like a lot of the people that I was associated with or I played on teams with, I feel like we were all like older siblings, and then we had a bunch of like younger siblings who just, I guess, followed in our footsteps and became studs. But like, I mean, Claire Hutton, let's just talk about her. Like, she's amazing. She's KC Current right now. Like, she's a stud. I mean, you are right. Like, looking back, like, it's kind of crazy. But lacrosse, I guess.
Yeah, lacrosse is taken off in Bethlehem
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, a lot of lacrosse players come out of our high school, but gosh, I really don't know. I mean, I think our youth programs are really, really developed, and people are super committed to like coaching and development, which is just great, honestly, because it's just really getting those skills and fundamentals in at a young age that makes all the difference. And I'm so thankful that like I joined the program when I did, right in 5th grade, which could have been late for like maybe other school districts, but really foster that sense of community, and really all like buy into our sports programs.
Now, as you go through, like you go through the middle school, and then you go through the upper, like obviously you go through like high school and things, and then you get to like your sophomore, junior year, you start playing a high school basketball. Like at what point do you decide, like, you know what, like I'm past the age of like this kind of just being something that's fun for me and kind of wasting time? Like, when do you think, like, hey, this might be something that I can either turn into helping me get some educational money for college, and hey, maybe I can play at the highest level? Like, at what point do you make that commitment to yourself to like, let's see if we got a shot at this?
I mean, honestly, Brian, I owe it like all to you, really. Like, I think when did I start with Lady Stars? Like fifth grade, 6th grade, 7th grade.
6th grade with goggles, like remember
6th grade
goggles?
with goggles. Yeah, I was quite the awkward looking back then. But yeah, literally, I do really owe it all to you and the Lady Stars and that like first initial like AAU season. Then I was like, okay, maybe I can actually like do this. And I didn't really know, obviously I was in 6th grade, but I didn't really know about college basketball. But I think another turning point was after my freshman year of high school basketball. And like, it was definitely a bit of an adjustment, like a freshman on varsity. So like, I kind of had a year to like adjust. And I think my parents sat me down and really talked to me and were like, hey, like if you want to play in college, you're going to have to like really like sit and think and really commit. And I was like, I absolutely do. Like, this is what I want to do with my life. So honestly, I'm really thankful to them for doing that. And because they could have just let me go and I would have like treated basketball like, you know, like a regular high school sport. But like just the commitment and the hours put in with Coach Cap over here in our gym in Rotterdam, and then in the church gym, like those are times I'll never forget and I'll always cherish. So I'm just so thankful, honestly. So
Please, the man's made back-to-back state Final Fours. Don't make his ego any bigger. Just please don't do that. I kid. So here's how I want to set this up. So you're a 4-year letter winner at Bethlehem in basketball. You break out your sophomore year. You're a Suburban Council All-League. Junior year, you're All-League again. You're a captain. Senior year, first team All-Suburban Council. Times Union All-Star. News Channel 13 All-Star. You're an all-state athlete in basketball. But you're also a 4-year letter winner in volleyball.
oh yes. I
Now,
love volleyball.
Okay, which brings me to the question. Was there ever a question between the two sports, or was it literally basketball and that's the only option?
I mean, of course, sometimes I would look back and like picture what it would be like if I had like chose to specialize in volleyball. But that was always my fun sport, and just like, and I just happened to be good at it, I guess. But those were great times, yeah. But I don't think there was any question in my mind of basketball versus volleyball. Basketball has been my like one true love like since, you know, the 6th grade. So once we started, so yeah, there's no question. But sometimes when I'm having a rough day, can't make a shot, I'm like, damn, I should have played volleyball. But
Instead of dribbling, you could have been bumping and spiking, I guess.
yep,
You know?
Perfect.
good times.
What in terms of you, and I know this, but Brian doesn't know, and other people don't know. But in terms of like the whole recruiting process for you,
Yeah.
like how fun or how stressful is the whole recruiting process for high school juniors now and high school sophomores? Like truly, is that a fun? Was that a fun process to you? Was that just a super stressful time for you?
I gotta say, like it was not a fun time for me. Like especially with all the COVID like challenges there. Like it was definitely stressful. I mean, there were some great times too, like September 1st, junior year, like with the phones blowing up. Like that was just such a cool experience. And I was like, wow, I'm actually like being recruited for basketball. Like this is crazy. But yeah, I mean, the recruiting process was definitely stressful. And just the time spent like on the phone, talking to coaches, trying to get to know them, like it did eat up a lot of time. So I mean, I'm grateful that now there's less of the issues with the transfer portal. At least since when I was being recruited. I mean, there's still transfer portal issues, but it was just crazy with the extra COVID year, red shirts. So definitely a challenge, but honestly, I ended up exactly where I needed to be, and yeah, but it was definitely an interesting experience, for sure.
Now you mentioned recruiting, but I want to get to the other side of it because, um, as somebody who went to CB, like I mentioned earlier, I got to be familiar with a few classmates who, one ended up going to Army, one to the Air Force, one to the Coast Guard. And let's just say that admissions process isn't your normal college admissions process.
Oh, for sure.
Uh, just walk us through what you had to go through, because like I know that my classmates, they had to get like letters of like recommendation from like a congressman, and you know, obviously the PT testing. Just what was the stuff you had to go through when you were, you know, still trying to navigate your senior year at Bethlehem in order to get
Yeah.
into the Navy and become part of the academy down in Annapolis?
Yeah, so once I took my unofficial visit, I actually committed on the spot at Navy. Um it was kind of like a like say yes to the dress moment. I like to describe it as like I was just walking around campus like in the middle of the summer, like seeing all what was happening on the yard, and I was kind of like I can really picture myself here. So my parents and I took like 3 hours to discuss in my locker room now, and we ended up telling Coach Taylor that I was committing, and like that was one of the best days of my life. And yeah, but after that, the coaching staff was really helpful in like guiding me towards the process or like what to go through. But it was really extensive. Like I had to get um, all these different types of physicals, like measuring my different body proportions. Because if you're a Navy pilot, I mean, this is going way too much into detail, but like your torso can only be a specific length, and like for you to fly jets. So, um, like a bunch of different screenings, like hearing, eyes for colorblind. You can't have any allergies, like peanut allergies, and like a bunch of other like obscure health conditions they screen for. Um, let's see, I had to get a nomination from a congressperson, senator, vice president, or president, and I ended up getting a nomination from Congressman Paul Tonko. Shout out to him. Thank you. So that was great. And then I'm trying to think what else. Oh, I had to fill out a whole security form called the SF-86. It's about 200 pages long to get your secret clearance. So that was quite the process. Of course, I had my mom. My mom had to help me along the way, but a lot of credit to her. But yeah, boy, that was quite an experience. So
It helps to have two legal beagles in her
yeah,
camp too. I'm sure reading some stuff. So
yeah, literally signing my life away. So I'm glad I have lawyer parents.
So now you get to Navy, you go through the whole recruiting process, you narrow down where you want to go, you commit to Navy. So you come in as a freshman. They obviously tell you what your role will be as a freshman, at least give you an idea of how they think they're going to use you as a freshman.
Mhm.
Um, and the starting point guard gets hurt like 9 minutes into the first game.
Yep.
Uh,
Of our first game.
Tony pronounce her last name for me.
Tony Pepperonis. That's
Paparonis.
my friend.
Because I'm watching the first game, and they're like, "Well, Paparonis goes down with an injury. It doesn't look great." She goes down, and now they're like, "Well, here checks in freshman Maren Louridas is coming into the game." At what point did you know, like, all right, from what my role was going to be, like it may change as the season goes on because injuries just kept happening to your team.
Yeah, honestly, like coming in as a freshman, like just learning from the people who like went to play in college before me, like I thought I was going to get some, maybe like I don't want to say garbage minutes, but garbage minutes, and maybe like have more of like a 3-and-D role. But yeah, Tony, my best friend, got hurt in the first quarter of our first game. I think I was in more distress than she was. Like I was crying in the locker room. I was like, "Oh my god, that's my best friend." And then they're like, "Okay, can you play?" I started the game as a 3 guard, which I normally play, and I was doing pretty well. I think I just got subbed out for a break. They're like, "Okay, you got to go in. You got to go play point." And I was like, "What?" Like, I mean, I've never played point guard, so that was a bit of an adjustment for the first couple games. But I definitely got I think that at that point it was just like, how can I best help our team, and like what role can I fill to help us at all, because my one teammate got like cellulitis in her knees. My teammate Shannon, like just injuries, just bizarre concussions. Like we just had like, it was Murphy's Law. Like it was like anything bad that could happen did happen to my team, my plebe year. So it was pretty rough, like having to deal with that. And I definitely got thrust into a role I didn't expect, and I took a lot of that responsibility on myself, and a lot of that pressure. But I mean, honestly, going through that adversity, I wouldn't change it for the world, because I went through with my teammates, and like going through hard times, and this is something they teach you in plebe summer too. But going through adversity really bonds people together, and it just makes unbreakable bonds. So, like, I wouldn't, even though we didn't barely win any games, I wouldn't change it for the world. And I have my teammates for life. So, yeah.
And in the end, freshman year, no big deal. 5-time Patriot League Rookie of the Week, Patriot League All Rookie Team. No big deal.
Rookie of the year if they win 2 games, probably. Well, we won't argue that, but
spoke like somebody that has a little bit of bias, but that's okay.
No, there's no bitterness. There's zero bitterness.
Not at all. Given the situation that was presented to you, just thinking about that game that Cap was alluding to.
Yeah.
Could you have ever thought that 4 months later, that was the recap we'd be looking at with all the Rookie of the Week honors and the all rookie team? Like, did it kind of stun you a little bit just how, for lack of a better phrase, well things ended up going for you as a freshman?
I mean, yeah. In short, yes. I mean, I had some of my performances. I just honestly was just trying my best to like help our team in any way I could, and then I guess that manifested in personal success. So I would get Rookie of the Week, and then I guess they just kept coming in, and I don't know, but I mean, in the end, would I have traded personal success for my team success? Like, yes, every day of the week, like, of course. But I mean, it was truly such an honor to be like receiving those accolades. But yeah, I mean, 4 months later, I could never have guessed the way the season would have went, for sure.
And Brian, let's not play down the fact that she goes in the locker room, her very first Army-Navy game ever, and they're down like 19. The whole team combined, I think, is like 20% shooting. They're down like 18, 19 points. we surprisingly brought like a whole group of kids. So I had like brought like 10 girls with me, and we all drove down. So we're like, like this isn't going to be great. Whatever, she's going to be first. She comes out of the locker room and scores the first 13 points of the second half total. Like neither team had scored. It was Maren Louridas scoring 13 and 0 for anyone else on either team. That was just a moment. That was like, like it's going to heat up. She cuts it to like 6 points, and now we got a game. Like your first Army Navy and that whole experience, you've been through it now like 2 years.
Yeah.
But how fun is that to like partake in those games?
I mean, you can't even like. So our first Army Navy game was at Army, and like going into that environment, I had no idea what to expect. Like, I mean, the Army cadets were all wearing like these jerseys saying like 6, and I was like, what does that mean? But they're all the 6th man on the bench, so they would stand under our basket and chirp us the entire time from warm-ups till the end of the game, and even after. But like just going, you walk in like the arena, and then at Army, it's filled to the like rafters of the ceiling. Like there's nothing like it. But just playing in that environment, like, I mean, you can't even describe it. Like, it's amazing, truly. So I mean, even watching the Army Navy football game, like that experience, like I'm so lucky I got to go last year. Because usually it's during our basketball season, but it was at Gillette Stadium. Every seat was filled. They said it was like they had less tickets than Taylor Swift, which is just crazy to me. But yeah, playing in that environment, I can't even begin to describe it. It's quite amazing, and I can't wait to win our first star this year. It's going to be great. Looking forward to it.
The further we go in the show, the more I feel like Brian Capitula is just a Maren Louridas cheerleader for a job. And
listen, Maren was in 5th grade. I got a text that said, "Hey, there's a girl here that just won the boys division, and I think she might be okay. Do you have any room for her on the 6th grade team?"
She might be okay. Who the hell said that?
No, she just won the MVP of the boys camp in 5th grade.
And the quote is she might be okay.
Well, no, like jokingly saying she might be okay. She just won the whole camp for the 4th and 5th grade boys. She won the camp. So
at Troy High School.
High School.
Hey, Fisher basketball camp.
So I said, all right, Jay, send me a photo. Sends me a photo. Got like an oversized shirt on, baggy shorts, the worst sneakers you've ever seen, like in terms
the
of
goggles.
color.
Don't forget the goggles.
And goggles. And you're like, is this the right kid? Like, did you take the wrong picture?
Oh my God.
I think you might have. I don't think you meant this kid. So that was the start of. That was how everything started. So.
Yeah, shout out to Fisher basketball camp.
Maren, I'm assuming you're glad you outgrew the goggles eventually.
Oh, I'm very glad. Yes.
Okay.
But they brought them back during plebe summer. They called them because you can't wear contacts during plebe summer, and they call them the birth control glasses because they're just so ugly that they keep all the boys away. And so they were effective. But anyway, yeah, Brian's been my day one. Still biggest fan. We still text all the time. So he's honestly been my rock, like truly throughout all of last year too. When I needed a support system, like Coach Cap was always there, and to that I'm like forever grateful. And he was one of the first people I actually texted to say I got captain this year, and I can't say enough. So yeah, honestly, I owe it all to him. So.
Well, before Cap's head gets so big that the purple snapback blows off his head.
Oh my God.
You transition me. It's all good fun. You transition me into, something obviously we were going to bring up. Again, no big deal. 2 years down to Annapolis, you're, I don't know. Are you number 1 rated in your class, first of all?
I am, yeah. So.
Well,
I'm kidding. Class president last 2 years at Bethlehem. Now she's number 1 in her class in Annapolis. Man, maybe Ellie Surf is right. Maybe you are going to be president someday. But now you're named captain for your junior season coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Is this something you saw coming? Is it still even really hit you yet? Because I know the announcement just came out, what, like about a week ago, basically?
Yeah, a couple days on Monday.
Yeah, has it even really fully sunk in yet at this point?
Honestly, no. I mean, of course, it's something that I've wanted for years, like to just be able to lead my team in this way, like in the eyes of the brigade and on the court, um, and just like to take responsibility. But like, it's honestly one of or the biggest honor in my life, next to receiving my appointment to the academy, of course. But like being able to lead like these young women, like I just can't even put it into words. They're all so bright, like so full of personality. My teammates. So I'm just so thrilled. So we all just got back on the yard on Monday for our summer session. So um, I'm in day 4 as captain, and it's been a great experience so far. And I don't know. I'm just so excited for this team. We have so much potential, and I'm just really looking forward to just grinding out these next 3 weeks with my teammates, and coming back in the fall ready to, hit the court hard. So I'm really excited.
And
Honestly,
the
so
players that
honored.
you have coming in this year, I think are I think Coach Taylor, her coach Tim Taylor has, and the assistant coaches, like they've done a tremendous job, like recruiting kids. Not I'm saying that, like kids that don't normally go to Navy, but I'll say kids that don't normally go to Navy. They've done a really good job in the last few years. Like they're getting kids that I don't know that I've ever thought Maren would be a service academy kid ever.
Mhm.
So whatever they're doing in terms of when they're getting kids on campus, whether they're explaining things, how they work, like this Navy roster is just getting better to the fact, like there's the girl from Wallkill who will be a senior this coming year.
Zoe,
Well,
yes.
I've seen enough play, like playing for Team Northeast. She's a junior. She'll be there in your senior year. And I mean, she can shoot the ball from half court
Yeah, she's a killer.
and have
Yeah,
the same form. So
yeah.
like I'm excited to see how the team performs. You had 2 freshmen last year, that one freshman, like freshman first team, second team. So
Yep.
uh,
Yeah.
the team's on the way up for sure. From zero to 100 real
100.
quick, like
Yep.
Drake
Yep.
says.
Yep. That was one of our songs. But I mean, yeah, they do a fantastic job of recruiting. I can't say it enough. Like the staff we have here under Coach Taylor, he brought in such a fantastic staff, and we just have such great relationships with each of our assistants, and they really put the time into recruiting and building a relationship. And that was one of the huge things for me during my recruiting process was my relationship with the Navy coaches. Um, and Coach Taylor, like he says this, he doesn't change who he is like in the recruiting process, which I feel like is like an issue for some other schools as you get there and the coach isn't really what they like portrayed themselves as.
Right.
But Coach Taylor is who he is through and through. He's a man of God, family man, and that hasn't changed since I knew what I was getting myself into. Like he'll definitely like get on you between the blue lines, like on the basketball court, but off the court, like there's no one who cares more like about our lives and like everything going on, our well-being, and like nobody who will advocate for us more. And then same thing goes with the assistants. Like I'll call up like Coach Mar at any time of night and then or like any time of day and I'm like, hey, can we go get shots up? Like I have 45 minutes. Like, can we go get some shots up? And then she's like, of course. And then like they're always there for us, which is just so huge because the academy really does like throw more on your plate than you can handle, and you really just have to handle it as it comes for sure. So
And I'll do a special shout out to assistant coach Michael Coppolino because I remember when he coached at Mount St. Mary's in the Skyline Conference in D3 because Russell Sage, where I was announcing, was in that conference when he was a coach before they switched to the Empire 8. So I'm really happy to see Michael get to where he's at the Naval Academy. So big shout out to him.
big shout out to Coach Cop. He's honestly one of my biggest confidants at the academy, and he really has studied, especially coming into this leadership role. He's been really such a great resource for me because he knows, like he studies leadership, like that's his passion, and then like him being able to guide me through this process has just been so helpful. And I mean, he's great. He's awesome. That's so funny. What a small world.
Now, there is one other thing I want to bring up about your time so far at the Naval Academy.
Yeah.
You had a chance to come home back in just after Christmas. You actually had a chance to come home and play Division One basketball at UAlbany. And
Oh my god.
besides the fact that you were playing back home, you probably knew a few of the names on the other side of the scores table: Megan
Yeah.
Herder, Lily Phillips,
Oh.
Abby Ray. What kind of emotions were going through you before, during, and after that game? I mean, because just coming home alone had to be one thing, but then the fact that you knew like a quarter of that team you were playing just from your Section 2 days, that had to like just kind of add on top of it for you as well.
Yeah, like talk about my Bethlehem teammates from 5th and 6th grade. All of those girls in our days playing together and like going head to head at dad.
No.
Look at that. That's plebe summer. They're like, all right, that's enough time. That's all you get.
I-Day strikes, I guess. Oh, darn it. All right.
Wait, am I back? I'm
It's
back.
that secure
Yeah,
internet.
there
That
you
secure
go.
Wi-Fi in that building.
I know. They really need to fix the Wi-Fi here.
You need an encrypted password or something to get into it?
I don't know. Oh my gosh. But I mean,
anyways, you were starting with
Nathan.
mentioning 5th and 6th grade Bethlehem and going from there.
The Phillips
Yeah,
and the
I mean,
Herders.
talk about 5th and 6th grade Bethlehem. Like, we go way back, like going head to head against each other in like Capital District League to playing on the same team for the City Rocks, and then like going head to head at Dags last summer when I was home. I mean, they've just been like, those are my girls too. So shout out Meg, Jill, Liv, the Phillips twins, Abby Ray, Lauren Patnode. We had some good times together, and like I'll cherish those relationships forever. Oh, Tosh, Emma Shields, like so many prospects. Like, what do they put in the water in the Capital District?
And Bella Stewart is transferring.
What did you say?
And Bella Stewart is transferring from UNH
Oh,
to
I
UAlbany
saw
now.
that.
They're
Yeah.
loading up.
Yeah, they got some good recruits. Who else? Is her name Lacey? I think. I can't remember. She's transferring. Like, UAlbany's gonna be good. I don't know if we play them this year, but I hope so. But going back, that game was like the emotions were just crazy. I had all my little cousins were in the stands, like holding up signs saying like "Go Maren."
Like literally all the mid-majors in the Northeast seem to have a Section 2 kid. We got Allison O'Hanlon's going to Siena now. Alex Moses is going to go to Canisius. Janae Brantley's at Stony Brook. It's a bit wild to see how Section 2 girls hoops the last few years. All of a sudden, name a D1 school in the Northeast, odds are you got a Section 2 kid there. It's pretty crazy.
I mean, it really is, and I think it just stems from like playing against that competition,
right.
Like from 5th and 6th grade on, like just like really battling with these girls, like whether it was like in high school basketball, like against Shen, who was pretty much unbeatable when I was there, like against all these great teams. Like, I mean, I think that really made us better. It was just playing against each other and like working every day. Like that was awesome. So I'm so thankful to those girls too, because they really made me into the player and person that I am today, for sure.
So as you go into your junior year and everything like that, and just kind of to wrap up, like with the last group of kids, any of the girls that are currently like 10th, 11th grade, 12th grade around this area and in Section 2, like what would you tell them in terms of how quickly everything goes by, like for the rest of not only their like academic career in high school, but their athletic career in high school? Like, what's the one thing that you would like tell them if you were back in their shoes right now?
I mean, I know this is cheesy, but just like really just cherish the moments like with your best friends, because you'll never be in the same spot you are like for me, like playing volleyball like in the fall of my senior year, like I would like kill to go back and experience that again with my best friends. But really just cherish every moment, but also like enjoy the grind. And I think that's what we really did well, was just enjoy the process of like, and trust the process of getting in the gym every single day. And like, that's where the best memories are made. And like the biggest bonds are formed is just by like getting in the gym, getting shots up, getting better. And like, if you really want to go to the next level, you have to love the process and like really love the grind, because I mean, it'll only get harder too. So, I mean, I would, again, I would kill to go back to like our days at St. Gabe's gym. So, and just get up another shooting session. But unfortunately, the Navy's got me all summer, so can't do it. But
All right, so let's address the elephant in the room that I mentioned in the very beginning of the show with a quote from one of your former teammates. After graduation, I'm not going to pressure you to ask you if you're going to run for president in 30 years. That's all I'm going to ask you. After graduation, like, as far as what your degree is centered in and whatever commitment you have to serve afterwards, what's the grand plan? Like, doctor, judge, physicist, the next Oppenheimer. What are we talking about here?
okay, so the Navy, so after I graduate, I actually, coming up, there's a ceremony I get to partake in as a second class midshipman. It's called a 2-for-7 signing ceremony. So I sign my name under a document basically saying that for the next 2 years at the Naval Academy, I commit to 5 years of service. So 2 + 5, 7, 2-for-7 ceremony. So so after I graduate from the academy, I'll either commission as an ensign in the United States Navy or a second lieutenant in the United States Marine Corps. And within the Marine Corps, there's a bunch of, I mean, it gets very detailed, but there's a bunch of different like field specialties that I could go into. But at this point, I think I'm leaning more Navy side. So in the Navy, there's basically like, there's a couple big service communities that you could like service select upon commissioning. So there's Navy pilot, or NFO, which is Top Gun, like Goose and Maverick. And like, it's real. They go down to Pensacola.
Tear the
and
city
then yeah, they have fun. Submarines. So I mean, obviously submarines. Surface warfare, which is like the big Navy ships, like what you typically think of the Navy. And then there's communities like Navy SEALs, EOD, Explosive Ordnance Disorder, which are really like highly selective communities. And then there's also what else am I missing? Navy pilot, Marine Corps, SWO. Oh, there's also restricted line communities. And I'm honestly really looking into the I'm a cyber operations major, so with a Spanish minor, and I'm looking into basically like the Navy's cyber warfare community, or cryptological warfare. So that would entail like offensive cyber operations, defensive cyber operations. So really looking into that. And also the Marine Corps has a cyber officer designator as well. So something to do with my major. I really I'm passionate about cyber, and the Naval Academy has had a great program thus far. And I actually just got back from an internship with NSA. So I can't tell you about it though, because I'd have to kill you. But yeah, that was a great experience at Fort Meade. So yeah, definitely passionate about this field. So
See, listen, Cady, you gotta be. If she's cyber operations, Cady, you keep saying terrible things about me. We're hacking every single possible computer you own.
Yep.
And you ever see the movie The Net, where they erase Sandra Bullock's whole entire life? You won't. We got cyber operations, so.
Listen, the first thing I think of when I hear cyber operations, I think of one of the most recent 007 movies, with the former agent who tried attacking M. Sorry, I don't know. I don't remember the name of it. And then I think of Swordfish with John Travolta, Halle Berry, Hugh Jackman. But that's I think that came out before Maren was born. I think that would bore her. In fact, it did come out before she was born. Wow, I feel old.
Yeah, before my time.
Uh, I know Cap has a quick question, a family-related question, but I just want to jump in and say, submarines would not be for me because I'm not claustrophobic, but the whole idea of being underwater and encapsulated in something just kind of freaks me the hell out. I don't know about you, but it's just I don't know. I don't know if I could do that.
Well, I'm going on one after this block ends, so in 3 or so weeks I'll be underway, probably for my birthday. So no
Well,
birthday wishes.
happy
this year.
birthday! You're gonna be underwater,
Yep.
encapsulated in a submarine. There you go.
Yeah,
They
I'm
have UV
excited
lights,
though.
right? They have UV. There's some things that have UV lights because your body needs UV rays, and they actually have UV lights inside the submarines.
Yeah, something interesting is like the walls are painted seafoam green, so that's like the same color paint they have at Disney, and to like hide buildings. But apparently, it just like calms your mind and de-stresses you. But there's a lot of psychology that goes into submarines.
Right.
I'll just say so. Little random tidbit for you guys. So
So next time you paint your bathroom seafoam green, you'll be like, wait a minute, this is the same color as a submarine.
sub, yes, exactly.
Is your shirt? It looks like his shirt is seafoam green. Is that why you wore that?
Just ask
Oh,
your darn
yeah.
question.
So just quick, the last question I have. So obviously, it's not really. It's more of a. I'll ask the question second. But for those that don't know, Maren's mom just had really good news for her, for the Albany area, and for our counties and things like that. Maren, do you want to tell her what that is? Or tell Brian what that is, and everybody else.
Yes. So as of Tuesday night around like 11 p.m. My mom won the race for Albany County Family Court Justice. So go, mom! So proud. She put in so much work, and she really just worked her tail off, and I'm so proud. So yeah, shout out, mom.
Shout out, mom. Then the other part of it, the other second part of it is, I used to watch it happen, but how much did your younger brother Jack, like him talking all the trash when he was in 8th grade, 9th grade, pushing you, shooting the ball? How much did he help, like, you just be tougher, like be tough in general, and just, I know you used to go to me and be like, he keeps talking trash to me. I used to tell, like, push him back. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. My brother's my best friend, like, in the whole world, and just being able to, like, share the passion of basketball with him and with Mac, too. Mac's getting really good. He can dunk already, by the way, but, obviously it was Jack who, I had to drive him around to most of, our workouts together, but, yeah, I mean, my brother, like, one of the biggest inspirations to me, like being at this school, is just like to make him proud, and like he really is like my best friend. So so thankful to him, and yeah, him talking his trash really helped me, because like coming here, everybody, it's hard. So yeah, if I didn't have him probably pushing me and like playing against the boys, against his teammates, like that was just awesome. So yeah, my brother.
You know what you could do to shut them up? Just send them some tape from the plebe training that everyone's going to be going through and be like, see, I went through this. You couldn't do this. I don't know. Just put it out there.
I know, but I mean, Navy's been reaching out to him, so I mean, he could be new plebe in the class of
Nope.
2030 at that point.
Yeah, that'd be 2030.
Something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm only gonna be 23 then. That's not too far away.
Yep. I'll be out of the Naval Academy. It's crazy to think about.
Thank God, because I don't know if Annapolis could handle two, the
Two
brother
Louis.
and the sister together. I don't know. I don't know
Yeah.
about that.
I don't know if he would be the best plebe, but he tends to joke around a little bit too much, which the detailers would not like, and he would probably be doing a lot more push-ups than I did. So.
Cap, you might have a little more insight in that than I would, because you're You're in the building across the street usually.
Yeah.
What do you know? Do you hear anything about Jack's
No,
big
no,
mouth?
he's the best. He comes to the games, is yelling loud at the
Yep.
kid, takes his shirt off, puts it above his head. So
That doesn't
He
shock
wears
me.
He's
his
a-
wife here.
yeah, he's the cheerleader. He's the cheerleader for he's for our team. So he's welcome anytime he wants on the other side of camp. There's going to be the same side of campus now. So
Really? Okay.
Yeah, that's a whole yeah. Cap can explain that later. We don't have enough time on this show to explain that. And so I'm gonna go out on a limb and assume that he was one of the loud ones at Hudson Valley when you guys were playing in March.
I think so. Yeah, he was. I think he was definitely there. That
I
whole
think he leads the student section.
yeah.
He wears his eye black and his wife beater. I see all the pictures and I'm just like, what are you doing? Like,
Out of
but he's your
curiosity,
number one fan. He's the number one fan.
out of curiosity, just because I've grown to know a reputation about the boys who play this sport. Is he a soccer guy too?
He's not a soccer guy, no.
Okay, all right, okay. All
I
right.
mean, he runs a little bit of track, but I think that's because Academy forces him to.
No, like
He's actually really good at it, though.
listen.
Kind of crazy.
All I know is that it doesn't matter what school, it doesn't matter if it's a high school or college. It always seems like it's the boys soccer athletes that are always the rowdiest and
for sure.
insane.
Yeah.
No matter where I am.
Hockey too, but hockey. Not everyone has hockey. Some of the hockey kids they like to mix it up too. So
Well, I'm not gonna get into the reputation of boys hockey. Anyways, all right. So, do you have anything else, Cap? Before I get into
no,
okay. So, I've done this with a few guests now on the show, and I'll do it with you. It's not asking for any of your SF88 or 92, whatever
Yeah.
that 200-page thing was. Not about any of that information. I'm not gonna ask for your social, your blood type, or anything like that. But they are life's the most important questions. Or at
Okay.
least that's what I've labeled them. They're not that serious. Number one,
Okay.
and for me it's the most important one, is a hot dog a sandwich?
No, I think a hot dog is it's its own thing. Yeah, the hot dog's not a sandwich. No.
Cap, have you answered that for us?
it's definitely no. It's not. It's definitely not a sandwich.
Yes.
It's not
Okay.
not a serial killer.
I totally agree.
Okay, Cap, nice quote there. Jeez.
Thank God.
Although with the stuff I said the last show, maybe that's not that bad. Chocolate or vanilla?
Chocolate. Hmm.
Okay, very good, very good. Well, first off, before I ask this one, do you drink soda, or did you ever drink soda regularly?
More since coming to the academy, I think, but
Right.
never when we were home.
So do they even serve Pepsi products down there, or are you further south enough where it's only
actually-
Coke products?
Oh, I think it's actually only Coke. Yeah,
So I don't even know if I can even ask the question Pepsi or Coke then, so we'll just skip that one.
Coke. Yeah.
Freaking South, man. You're not even that South. You're
Yeah, Maryland.
although if you want to be president, Annapolis isn't too far away from DC. All right, enough of that one.
Oh yeah.
What else? Oh, okay. This will really figure out how much of a psycho you are or not.
Okay.
What goes in
looking
the
for-
bowl first, the cereal or the milk?
The cereal. Are you kidding me? That's
Listen.
ridiculous.
Listen, I know two people who do it. Okay,
That's something I'll put my foot down on. Like that's crazy.
I yell at them all the time, but it's okay. All right, last thing. I think I know
Okay.
who at least one of the two answers are going to be.
Okay.
If you're on a deserted island, who are the two people you would want the most to help you survive?
Oh God.
And Cap cannot be one of the answers.
No, it's her mother. Jamie Louridas is one.
Yeah. I mean, my mom really like. I mean, she would get us up.
She's gonna debate with a crab or something to get them the hell out.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, she would fight a lion. Like she does not care. She's the honey badger, and then gosh, I don't know. I mean, I hate to say it, Jack. I would not want you on a deserted island with me.
That was I thought
maybe
the obvious answer was. Okay, all right.
yeah, I would say my mom, and then sorry, Dad, but I would bring Mac with me too because I think Mac would also fight all the animals or other people that are trying to kill us, and they would be afraid because Mac also does not care.
How old is
So,
Mac?
Mac is now 14, and yeah, I would be scared if I was another person on a desert island.
Did he
So,
get did he get bit by the Academy bug too, or is he staying in Eagle?
oh wait, oh no, I thought you meant the Naval Academy. He actually will be going to Albany Academy. He got bit by the bug. Yes. I'm not sure if the Naval Academy is for him yet.
No. I meant Albany Academy. Sorry, I should have been more specific.
Yeah.
I'm sure Coach Irons is loving that. I'm loving that.
I know.
I'll leave that one alone.
I love Mr. Irons. Shout out Mr. Irons, my homeroom teacher, student senate. We go way back. That's my guy.
All right, so that makes up for it. That's good.
Yeah.
I have to say, you have been nothing but touted by three people I've talked to. Obviously,
Oh,
this guy in the purple hat. Obviously the quote from Ellie Surf earlier, and Paige Davenport, who also just
Oh,
graduated.
Cady. Oh,
Um,
I love her.
yeah, they've done nothing but raise you up a peg or two going into this. So I was very, very excited to have this happen. Plus, you go to a service academy. How could I not get excited to talk to somebody that's at a service academy? So,
You.
I'm sure I say this on behalf of Cap and everyone here that I know you have 2 more years of academia left, but thank you in advance for everything, and everyone else that's obviously been through the academy with you. And good luck this coming year, and good luck getting those plebes in shape, because that's not going to be an easy task, I don't think.
Not an easy task. Yeah. I have full
Well-
faith in my classmates. Yeah. But that really does mean so much to me coming from Paige and Ellie because I mean they were my first experiences at like really being a leader. So I mean just to see the young women that they've grown into today just means the world to me, and I'm so proud of them. But yeah, thank you so much for having me tonight. I mean this has been great to just talk about old times at Bethlehem and everything, Lady Stars. So yeah, thank you just so much for having me and always being so supportive. It means the world to me, especially being at this institution. So I really appreciate everybody back home for being so supportive. And thank you for having me tonight. It means the world.
Absolutely. And I don't know about Cap, because his brain's getting his ego's getting so big. But I definitely want to have you back at some point. I don't know about him.
For sure.
Yeah, I would
For
love
sure.
to.
We have to do it before she has Secret Service following her everywhere, though. So we have to
Yep.
do it next.
There he goes
Also-
again. Now
also
he's the one pushing the
The
president
three
thing.
people. Well, the three people also that you've brought up. Well, I said that to her mom like in like 6th grade too. So that's on the record somewhere.
Yep,
So-
you did.
But at least like an academic bowl right now, the three people that you just named, you could put anyone in with those three in like an academic bowl, and I think you have a good shot. Like I'm putting probably a couple thousand on them to win the academic bowl with Ellie, Paige, and Maren together. So
Oh, I'd walk out first question.
I would just be like, all right, this is enough. I lost, and I'll just take the L. So
I'm like, you want the square root of what? Okay, goodbye. I'm gone.
Right,
Like, guys,
exactly.
no.
Those are my girls. Aw.
And they're all yeah. One's going to WPI, one's going to an Ivy League in Dartmouth, and
Yep.
you're at Navy, and I feel 50 Shades dumber. It's okay.
I drove by a college today, if anybody cares. But
You drove by a college.
yeah, that's
No,
I'm about to say that's not very hard to do in the capital region.
Well,
There's
I'm
like
just saying
7 of
that-
them.
You're giving them all the props. I did drive by a college today, so
yes.
What
yes.
was it? The College of St. Rose.
Siena College.
Oh, poor
That
St.
was
Rose.
a horrible low blow. I'm sorry, Cap. I'm sorry. Anyways, we're not going to get you in between our argument. Maren, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, but don't mind me. I'm just gonna go study for my thermo exam tomorrow. But
Oh, bless
thank
your
you
soul.
guys. Yeah,
Thanks, Maren.
Thanks,
this has
Maren.
been great. Yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Hope you
Okay.
come back.
All right,
Bye.
goodbye.
Bye.
All right, Maren Louridas, Bethlehem, class of 2022 graduate, now part of the Naval Academy. going into her junior year of academia, getting the new freshman class tip top shape for things to come at the academy. Yeah, I, it's not. I didn't doubt you going into this interview, but like maybe you should do the booking from now on for this show because it seems like anybody you reach out to, Maren, K-Mac, like they're all stars. What else is new? I shouldn't be shocked by this.
No, Maren's a great kid. She's a great kid and has a great family surrounding and just great support system. So again, we thank her for her service, and she's gonna make a difference. Like you, that's why kids do things, and like truly, she'll make a difference in the world at some point. So.
One quick point I do want to bring up that we haven't brought up. It's been news for a while now, but I know we do eventually want to get him on. Jeremy Friel, a former U Albany guy, now the head coach for Guilderland girls. I did reach out to Jeremy a few weeks ago. He said he just wanted a little time to get his feet wet, get acclimated with the school, with the higher ups, this, that, and the other. So we are going to get Jeremy on some point, hoping. Well, since this show's coming out just after the 4th of July, maybe a week or two afterwards, we'll see. Also, news just came across literally in the last 24 hours about Sophia Bologna leaving Academy of the Holy Name. She's now going down to DME Academy, I believe
Correct.
it's called, in Daytona Beach. Reached out to Coach Giglio. That was, obviously sad to see her go, but hey, I mean, kids leave all kinds of schools all the time to try and either reclassify or get better looks for recruitment. So at this point, it kind of is what it is. But just quick, your thoughts on the Sophia departure going down to Daytona.
Yeah, I think it's great. I saw that she went on her official visit down at UNC
Wilmington.
UMC Wilmington. So obviously, I think that she always wanted to be a little bit south. So again, like a lot of those schools and the prep schools that are down towards, they'll have those relationships with the southern schools that we just don't. We can have up here, but it's much different. Like they don't need to go above the Carolinas most of the time to get their entire roster, just like New York most of the time doesn't go below, like I would say Pennsylvania sometimes for the filling their roster. So it's a little bit different look. It gets you better. Sometimes you play against better competition and you can have better teammates and things. And sometimes people just feel that's the move to make. So, but we lose probably, I would say the top 2, 3, 4 scorer we have in our whole area being gone. Like selfishly, obviously we play them twice a year. So we won't have to worry about like her shooting 29-foot threes and having no defense for it. So, but I'm sure she'll have a ton of success and just another player again that already is going to be a Division I player if she chooses to be that from our area. So,
and thank God for Wikipedia, because I was so going to say UNC Wilmington is one of the first head coaching stops for Fran McCaffrey, but that was Greensboro, not Wilmington.
Correct.
I want to make sure I caught myself before I misquoted on the air. So, that all being said, I think that's it. We've had a productive week, sir.
Yeah, for sure.
Getting 2 shows cranked out. So, obviously, like I mentioned, this is being recorded Thursday, the 27th of June. So it'll be because we already have something in the can that's coming out for as we're recording tomorrow. This show's coming out Friday, the 5th of July. So, hope you all enjoyed your 4th of July yesterday. Or enjoy this 4th of July weekend. I guess it would technically be 4th of July weekend because it's on.
Yeah, we didn't.
Thursday,
and the crazy part, we didn't do it intentionally either, which is like we actually have a service academy on almost the 4th of July. So
right. Wow,
that was all part of our plan.
Only took me an hour and 9 minutes to think of that. Thanks on that one, Cap. Wow, woo, man, my brain must be really fried on a Thursday night for me to not notice that. That all being said, don't forget, follow us on Twitter at 84 Feet Podcast. And give us a follow on Facebook. Just search for 84 Feet with Cady and Cap. And so we got things in the pan. We're cooking up for the next few weeks. In the meantime, Cap, go get some sleep because I know you need it for this coming weekend.
Yep, it'll be a fun weekend. This is already passed, but Hopefully, we'll get. I'll be able to give you a report of how well our second event goes, and some really good teams, really good players. White Mamba's daughter is going to be in attendance. That plays for Bay State Jaguars, so we've seen him a few times. So hopefully, he's up there. And then LeBron James' son got drafted. So bye, LeBron James's team. But maybe we'll have an NBA show at some point. We'll talk about that.
Anyways, that's Brian Capitula. I'm Brian Cady. I must stick my mouth to 84 feet. Or in the case of Maren, actually, today was 94 feet,
94
really.
feet, right.
Yeah. So until then, the NBA. What are you doing? Goodbye.
Bye.